What's up, you guys? Mike Butler here with another edition of the Mike Butler Wrestling Podcast. We're talking SmackDown. It's the SmackDown Live after WrestleMania. It's the first one ever. Should be a good show. Don't forget, guys, subscribe to me on now Podomatic. Yes, Podomatic. It's a new website where I post all of my podcasts on there. You can subscribe to it. Also follow me on Facebook, the Mike Butler Wrestling Podcast page as well. Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter. We'll get into that at the end of the show, as always. Last night we did a Raw review for the Raw after Mania, and I gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised with the length. It just goes to show that this is so much easier doing with a guest as opposed to just talking to myself, and I feel like I'm getting more people interested in this. So we're definitely going to be doing that again. So I liked it so much that once again here tonight, we have Dana Carroll with us to talk SmackDown. I'll bring her in a minute. Just to give you, once again, a rundown of what's happening this week. We're doing the SmackDown podcast right now. Tomorrow, hopefully, we will record the WrestleMania review show. We're definitely going to record the WrestleMania review show. Hopefully, though, we will have my buddy Brandon, who was at all of the events in Orlando, from the Hall of Fame, NXT, WrestleMania, and Raw and SmackDown. He was at all of them. I know he's probably a little burned out from wrestling. Hopefully he still has the energy to do this show for us. We're going to have him call into the show. Dana might join us as well. If not, then we'll just do me and Brandon. I'm excited for that, to get his first eye experience of WrestleMania and really like just how the atmosphere was. Then we're going to do Raw vs. Nitro episode 2, where I compare an episode of Raw and an episode of Nitro. They both aired on the same day, and I'll compare them. And I will look for the ratings of the shows that actual week and see if my thoughts and who I thought had the better episode kind of coincides with the ratings results of that week. We're going to do a shoot the shit episode. That'll probably have Dana Carroll. Dana Carroll has a big week this week. It's her birthday, so we're doing something. I don't know what we're doing, but we're doing something. So we're going to probably do that. We got the Franklin Institute on Saturday, so we'll probably do another shoot the shit episode, or maybe combine them into one or something. Either way, it's an exciting week for the Mike Butler Wrestling Podcast. I'm excited. Also, hopefully I will have a pretty big announcement at the end of this week, maybe the beginning of next week. It'll be just another simple way for you guys to even listen to me, even more so. So I'm excited to get that going. I'm still trying to figure out how to record video and audio at the same time so I can still upload to YouTube, because I don't want to lose that. I've made a lot of progress with the YouTube page, and I'm hoping to make the same amount of progress with this Podomatic page. So I'm still trying to figure that out. If anybody has any tips for me, please let me know. Like I've noted before in my shows, I'm not the most tech-savvy person, so it could be the easiest thing, and I cannot figure out how to do it. So let's get into the show. I will bring in Dana Carroll right now. Dana, how are you?
Good.
Good.
How are you?
I'm good. How was your first show last night?
It was all right. I felt like I didn't have a lot to talk about, but I managed.
You did manage. We went an hour last night, guys, on the show. We went an hour.
I have a hard time keeping focused.
As would a lot of people with Monday Night Raw. But this is SmackDown.
This is SmackDown.
And I've made it very clear, and you have the same opinion, that I just feel like SmackDown is the better show.
Oh, of course.
And I think that 1 hour difference really makes a difference.
Yes.
I don't really mean it. You know what I mean, though.
Yes.
So we open with Randy Orton.
Correct.
Telling everyone how he beat Bray Wyatt's ass, which, there's some truth to that. I mean, at WrestleMania, really, Bray Wyatt had some shots in there, but I really felt it was an Orton-dominated match at Mania. Would you agree?
I would agree, yes.
Yes. So he cuts that promo, and he gets interrupted by Bray Wyatt. I always get excited for a Bray Wyatt promo. You know that. So Bray Wyatt pretty much announces that we're getting a House of Horrors match.
I'm very intrigued by this.
Well, I was gonna ask Dana, what's a House of Horrors match?
I don't know what that is, but it sounds intriguing.
It sounds intriguing.
I hope it lives up to its name.
Right. I'm hoping that it's not like a haunted house match. I hope it takes place in an arena where fans are.
I think it will.
However, I can kind of see them doing a little hokey pokey stuff, like the fight at the compound with the New Day and the Wyatt family, if you remember that.
Yes, I do.
I can totally see them doing that, and it totally not working. I was thinking more so of TNA would have like the House of Fun match, which is like kind of like the Asylum match Ambrose introduced with the weapons.
Okay. Yeah.
Chained to the cage or whatever. So it could be a rendition of that. There's also a Monsters Ball match, which pretty much means it's Falls Count Anywhere, no holds barred match.
Maybe it'll be in like a Hell in a Cell, but they'll have like horror type, like chainsaws.
You know,
like,
that's a good
creepy chains and all that kind of stuff.
That could be it too. That's a pretty good point. I don't know what pay-per-view is the next SmackDown exclusive, but Raw's getting Payback, so I'm assuming SmackDown's going to get Extreme Rules, which would totally fit.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Plus, a leather strap was introduced in that street fight that we'll get into later, so we're probably getting a strap match, leather strap match for the Intercontinental Championship, if Extreme Rules is the SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view. So that promo, I mean, okay. It intrigued us because of the new match type. I just don't like how Bray Wyatt mentions that he has a rematch coming. Like, it's okay for some people, but like, first of all, I hate automatic rematches. Unless you've held that title for an extended period of time and really deserve a rematch. Bray Wyatt, he only held it for like a month and a half, and
but I feel like everybody deserves their second chance.
Sure, I guess that's a point, but I just feel like it's with the way the WWE, not just Raw, but I mean SmackDown too, hot potato their belts. It's like we're seeing rematches all the time, and it's just not something that interests me anymore. So Randy Orton calls Bray Wyatt out after this. He accepts the challenge, by the way. Calls him out. We get the little Bray Wyatt cutscene thing. Bray Wyatt ends up behind him?
Yes, behind him.
Right. And they go at it. And then we get a return. We get Eric Rowan.
Which wasn't, like, in my opinion, wasn't all that good. I feel like everybody was just like, oh, okay.
Well, yeah, and everyone's like that, I feel, because oh, great, they're doing this again.
Right.
How many times do they have to break up the Wyatt family and put them back together? But Eric Rowan, he's back. He has this weird. I mean, the evolution of his masks are pretty intense. I don't even know what the hell he was wearing. It was like it was like a ghost mask and sheep mask type thing.
Yeah.
But so that was the opening segment. We get Renee Young interviewing the Miz and Maurice backstage, and they're saying that John Cena's engagement to Nikki Bella was pretty much a publicity stunt, which I can agree with.
I mean, I can agree, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I never, like, you knew it was coming.
Yes.
But I still didn't really believe it just because I followed them for a while, like on Total Divas.
Sure.
And he was so like, we're not going to get married. We're not going to have babies. This, that, and the third. Like, so I don't know. I felt like it was special, but at the same time, they did hype it up a lot.
A lot.
So I don't know. It's weird.
One of my buddies at work had a pretty good theory. He was thinking that it's such a publicity stunt that he thinks that they've secretly been engaged for months, and they've waited for WrestleMania to announce it, I guess.
So, like, watching it, if I was her and I didn't already know about it, and after him claiming how long he would never get married again, I would have had a way bigger reaction. So maybe somewhere.
Oh, that's a good point. I mean,
like she barely
she
shed
a tear. That's right.
She did. She was choked up.
She was misty. I would say she's misty.
And he was a little choked up too, but I would be hysterical.
I'm sorry, but that's John Cena being choked up. That's his acting chops.
Oh, stop! I'm sure he felt emotion there.
I'm not saying there wasn't emotion. I'm just saying that there was also a little bit of acting in there as well.
I guess.
That's just my opinion. But the Miz and Maurice, they're getting interviewed. Said it's a publicity stunt. And they're here to call out John Cena and Nikki Bella. And they say that we will never see John Cena, or we will not see John Cena and Nikki Bella on SmackDown Live for a very long time. And how interesting is that? Because we all know that they're leaving. So
I did read a tweet from her, it was a picture of all her ring gear, kind of like Undertaker style.
Oh, of course she would.
But it wasn't in the ring or anything like that. But
was it like her booty shorts and her top with the hat on top?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
No, not really. I mean, it was it was all kind of spread out. Like I had her the wristbands that she wears, and but it said something like, "This isn't goodbye." Hold on, I'm trying to find it here so I get it.
Well, while Dana's doing that,
oh, here it is.
Oh, well, never mind, guys.
It says, "This isn't goodbye. Just need time to heal. When the day is right, I will be back, and hopefully then Brie mode will be activated." And it has all of her ring gear in a picture.
Why would she do Brie mode?
No, I think it's saying that Brie might come back
after a kid.
Well, not right away, but that's what my take on it was.
I'd be okay if I didn't see Nikki or Brie Bella in a segment together. I'd be all right with that. Anyway, everyone's worried about this superstar shakeup thing. Miz and Maurice were worried about it. They don't want to be split up.
Nah, I wouldn't want to be split up either.
Well, I don't think they will be. So we go to break, and after we come back, Bray Wyatt and Eric Rowan versus Luke Harper and Randy Orton is announced. By the way, we missed that. Luke Harper, during that opening segment, did come out and help out Randy Orton. That's how this match was announced and made up.
Weird.
Why is that?
Oh, I mean, I guess not, because Luke has some kind of, animosity towards Bray Wyatt and whatever.
Sure.
But, like, Luke and Randy Orton, I mean, tag matches don't always make sense, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's whatever. Right.
Yeah.
So it's time for a SmackDown Women's Championship match. Naomi's going to defend against Alexa Bliss. It's another rematch thing. The only thing is, this doesn't annoy me because I actually think Alexa Bliss is a good champion. I don't know how you feel. I felt Alexa Bliss held that title both times with pride and honor.
Oh yeah, definitely. I like her as champ too, but I like Naomi
I
too.
can't find the answer to the question I heard.
So that was my Echo Dot. Every time, it's crazy. This thing is set up right next to my TV. So when I'm watching SmackDown and they mention her name, it goes off. So when we're about to talk about this next match, we might get interrupted by my little Echo Dot here, and I apologize in advance for it. Naomi comes out, and her entrance is cool and everything, but with the title, she's showing off the title, and you can't see the title. The fact that it's blue does not help its visibility.
Right. Yeah. I think we said it at the same time. It's
Yes.
Like, we can't even see it. Like something was glowing on it, but not.
It was like the glare.
Yeah.
It was the glare of the belt.
But there's nothing you really can do about that unless you make a glow in the dark belt.
And I wouldn't put it past him. A little glow in the dark strap to put it on. Wouldn't put it past it. This was a good match though.
Yeah.
This is
Alexa always puts on a good match.
Yeah, it's true. They do. Naomi even had some good moments here. Sells an injury like a champ. She hits the rear view. Bliss kicks out, which I love because it demeans, I guess is a word, that move, and that's what I want because I do not like that move at all. I don't know what that submission is that Naomi's using. It's a little bit like Neville's Rings of Saturn, but I like it. And that's how Naomi retains her title. If you're going to make her a submission wrestler, okay. It's better than the rear view. This was a good match. I was very pleased with it. Where do you think Naomi goes from here? I mean, Alexa Bliss already had her rematch. So where do you think Naomi goes? Out of the 5 women that are on the roster. Or is someone coming up?
Ooh. No.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't think so. I don't know who else would be champ worthy.
Well,
I mean, Carmella's not awful, but I don't see her trying for the championship.
Right.
I mean, they could try Natalya, but I don't know how well that would get put over.
Could. I was thinking Mickie James. Mickie James can carry. I feel like Mickie James.
I would not be excited to see her with the belt.
I'm not saying that she's going to get the belt, but I'm saying that she's probably going to get a title shot, and I wouldn't be mad about it. Or they could just do Naomi and Alexa again, and make it maybe a special stipulation match. It is if they do have Extreme Rules, maybe make it a ladder match, maybe make it just a Falls Count Anywhere match, something like that.
Right.
We'll get a promo for the Baron Corbin Dean Ambrose street fight non-title match. So we get the first real big pop of the night next. Not for Kurt Hawkins, but Kurt Hawkins is in the ring. And he is issuing an open challenge, and that he's gonna count to 10 until someone comes out.
I didn't even hear him say that.
Yes.
That's so obvious.
Yes. Well, he didn't even start counting, guys. As soon as he said 10, Ty Dillinger makes his SmackDown debut, and the place erupts. I mean, it's a huge pop.
I think for the entire match, the whole crowd just shouted 10.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't think there was a moment where the number 10 was not being said.
And honestly, it was to the point where I didn't even have to pay attention to the match. Like, if you ask me right now, guys, and this is probably bad on my part, but I could not tell you a single thing about the match other than the finish. And because I just know, first of all, you got Kurt Hawkins in there, so he's just going to get his ass whooped the whole time. Dillinger wins with the tiebreaker, which is that fire. If you saw it, the fireman's carry into the little backbreaker thing. And the place erupts. I don't know what they're going to do with Ty Dillinger.
I just hope they don't, for lack of better words, bury him. Because I see a lot of potential.
Right. I mean, who did we say could do the Daniel Bryan storyline? Didn't we say someone could potentially?
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn. This is another one.
I can see
he's
it.
definitely, because if you watch back on NXT, he was always the guy that the newcomer faced.
Right.
You know, I mean, there was C.J. Parker who faced Kevin Owens and stuff, but after C.J. Parker left NXT, it was essentially Ty Dillinger.
Yeah.
And, you know, he just got it done working a whole thing with Sanity and Bobby Roode and just could not buy a win. And so I'm excited to see this. And I would say it was the best moment of the night if the show ended right there. Oh, but it was not. It did not end right there. We get this interview with Mojo Rawley.
Right.
This made me feel uncomfortable. Mojo needs to work on his interviewing skills, his promo skills. He talks about how him and Gronk were up all night celebrating, wondered what it would be like to party with Andre the Giant. And then Dasha Fuentes, the interviewer, just shuts him down. He's asking her if she's feeling it, and he just goes, "Not really, no."
Yeah, that was so awkward.
That was weird.
It
made it weird. Like, why?
It was cringy.
It was weird. Yeah,
it was cringy.
It got weird. But, you know, he says it's only the beginning, and the bar was raised, and it's time to put some weights on it. Whatever. You're probably just not going to do anything, because that's what all Andre the Giant Battle Royal winners do, except for Baron Corbin. And he didn't even win the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania, which I thought he should have.
Right.
We did a clip back from Raw of Vince McMahon announcing the Superstar Shakeup, and then it's announced that Shane McMahon will address the Superstar Shakeup. I hate that they're calling it a Superstar Shakeup, but it is. We go to break, and when we come back, John Cena's music hits.
I was a little thrown off guard. I was like, "There's no way he's there."
You didn't think he was there?
No, I did not think he was there.
I thought he was there. I thought before he would leave, he would be on SmackDown to at least address what happened at WrestleMania. I don't know. I was thinking he was there. But his music does hit. And I guess, spoiler alert, it's not him. It's The Miz dressed up as Cena. Maurice dressed up as Nikki Bella. It's total Bella's bullshit brought to you live.
Can I just say that I like the Miz playing John Cena, but Maurice does a terrible job. She oversells it way too much. Like,
doesn't Nikki Bella oversell it way too much?
But Nikki Bella's Nikki Bella. Like, she's
and that's who
herself.
she is.
Yeah, but Maurice, like, I don't know. I don't like.
So you're saying Maurice really? You're saying Maurice does a terrible job, but what you're really saying is Maurice does a fantastic job, because that's exactly what Nikki Bella does.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah,
but
it's a compliment. That's a compliment right there. You just trapped yourself into complimenting Maurice.
whatever.
Way
I don't
to
like
go.
it. I don't like it. It's
I
not that I don't like it. I just think it's
don't know if you noticed this, but when they're in the ring, they're announcing that they are leaving the WWE. Not Miz and Maurice, but they're as John Cena and Nikki Bella. They are announcing that they are leaving the WWE. And if you know, I don't know if you noticed, but Maurice is wearing a ring pop as the new.
I don't think it
engagement
was
ring.
an actual ring pop. It
You don't
was like a
think?
fake ass diamond something.
Well,
ring pops are candy.
we're gonna go with a ring pop just because I want to, and it's my show. So there you go. That's what you do. That's what you get when you become a host of your own podcast, right there.
You just shut me down.
Yes, I did. But as the Miz and Maurice were leaving the ring, random guy. Well, maybe not random. I'm pretty sure he's a professional somewhere. He starts playing the violin, and I knew what was happening.
I was so confused. I was like, who the hell is this guy? And like, it's like my brain knew, but I wasn't processing it.
Guys, I looked at her. I looked at Dana. I was like, with the most like excited look on my face, and if you could be here with the look that she had, like, why are you so excited about this guy playing the violin? And I'm just like, it's him. And she's like,
I knew you
what?
were trying to, like, after it happened, I knew you were saying it's him. And I was like, who's him? Who's him? But you didn't want to spoil it for me. You wanted it to be that surprise. And then finally, like, the actual music hit. And I was just like, oh.
Yeah. So, like, as soon as what I do with Dana is if she doesn't know exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to superstar debuts or something, I don't tell her because I want her to be excited because it already sucks that I already know. And like at a lot of the time, I just don't get excited because I can't not read the dirt sheets. So I already know what's probably happening. Sometimes I even try to keep it from Dana, but other times it's just like, I got to tell you. But the last time I was really surprised by anyone's debut was really AJ Styles. I knew he was coming, but at the same time, I was like, they may not debut him at the Rumble.
Unfortunately, I didn't really know of him, so I couldn't feel that feeling.
Right.
I just knew what you told me, and, like, surprisingly, you never showed me anything.
Well, I mean, the only thing I didn't show anything of AJ Styles. Not to make this an AJ Styles episode, but, you know, he's on SmackDown, so, you know what, I don't feel too bad about it. I had, a couple weeks before he debuted, I went to the ROH show in Philly. I forget which one it was. I want to say Final Battle, but I'm not 100% sure. It was the end of the year one, I guess. And he faced Jay Lethal, and it was the best live match I've ever seen.
Right.
And then to see him show up at the Rumble, it was great. And, yeah, I mean, I didn't really follow him too much, but I knew of him. I kept tabs on him. I knew what he did in Japan was great. I knew of the Bullet Club. It's just I didn't know where to find video of him, or else I definitely would have showed you him. And, again, I could have showed you TNA stuff.
True.
But ROH was just ROH in Japan was really where he exploded onto the scene.
Even though I never knew him. I'm glad I do now, though.
Oh, yes, absolutely. But let's get back into Shinsuke. Shinsuke Nakamura finally debuts. I guess he interrupts the Miz and Maurice.
I found that a little, like, odd. Like, why were they still in the ring? Was that, like,
well, I think they are setting up a new little thing. I think Miz is going to face Nakamura. He didn't
speak, not that he can really speak clear English, but, like, there was not, and then they just hopped out of the ring, like.
Yeah, well, I don't know what they were going for.
Again, it was kind of awkward.
It wasn't awkward. It was, it can work one of two ways. I mean, either he is interrupting The Miz and Maurice, and they were just like, stay in the ring because, like, what the hell is this guy doing? Or he's debuting, and I know this is very unlike Miz and Maurice, but they left the ring to just give him his moment.
I feel like if it was him just having his moment and being like, hey, I'm here, they should have already been out of the ring.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
It was just awkward seeing him get in the ring and them getting out of the ring. It was like, are they setting something up here, or is he literally just coming out here to be like, I'm here.
Right.
Know that I'm here.
Well, he did show up, and he didn't say anything.
No.
He didn't say a word.
But his presence said everything.
And exactly what I was getting to. His presence said anything. Like, get ready, because you're about to see the King of Strong Style.
I wish I was in the crowd for that.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
I had goosebumps watching it. Like, it was.
This was definitely the biggest pop of the night, guys. I'm excited for SmackDown. You know, Raw really got a good one with the Revival last night. And SmackDown getting Ty Dillinger and Shinsuke Nakamura, not too bad. Not too bad at all.
Right.
And plus, SmackDown has the better matches anyway. And these guys put on clinics almost every time they're out there. So I'm excited to see where this goes. We got a street fight between Baron Corbin and Dean Ambrose. And as I mentioned, this is a non-title match. And they beat the shit out of each other. And I don't expect anything less from these two anymore. They've been doing it for, it seems like, months and months and months now.
Right.
There was a big table spot in the corner where Baron Corbin pretty much, I guess, I don't want to say speared, because that's not how it happened, but caught Ambrose and then drove him through the table to where, pretty sure Corbin got a big shot of the table as well.
I'm surprised he didn't have a concussion.
Right. I mean, it looked pretty nasty, and the table broke in a way that it didn't break in half. It
splintered.
A hole got punctured into the table, and it was very jagged, and I would not want to
Even the ref, I don't know if you caught the ref, but he was holding his mouth.
Yeah, he covered his mouth like, holy shit, yeah. And definitely some splinters in that spot. And then, like I mentioned earlier, they brought the leather strap out. Baron Corbin did first. He used it on Ambrose, and Ambrose used it on Corbin.
Ambrose whooped the shit out
yes, he did. Usually when someone brings out an object like a leather strap or a steel chain, it turns into a leather strap match or a steel chain match.
What exactly? I don't think.
So a leather strap match, I mean, and this goes hand in hand with a steel chain match or a in the case of JBL and Eddie Guerrero, a Texas Bull Rope match. But basically, one end, or a dog collar match even, one end of the strap will be attached to your wrist, to each opponent's wrist.
I feel like I've seen at least one of these matches.
Right. So usually the object is to touch all four corners in succession to win. Sometimes they have it just pinfall wins. Sometimes they don't even attach it. They just bring their own straps out and they just go banana sandwich on each other. I like the four-corner in succession rule. It's different. It's not just a pinfall. And they're attached to each other, which there's none of that bullshit running around and stuff. I like that. I hope it's that. I could definitely see them doing just each guy brings their own strap and they just, have a no DQ match.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where it's going. Ambrose gets hit with the end of days, and Baron Corbin gets that win back from WrestleMania, which I guess puts him in line for another Intercontinental title shot. Are you okay with seeing this match again?
Yeah. I mean, I know we've seen it a handful of times, but I haven't been let down by it yet. So hopefully the next one will be the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they're trying to do.
I feel like it will be.
It will eventually get old, but as of right now, they are still performing well with each other. So I'm not mad at it.
Do you think either of these superstars are involved in the superstar shakeup next week?
I mean, I kind of hope not, because I feel like they're doing good on SmackDown. But if I could pick one, I wouldn't mind seeing Dean going to Raw.
Of course you wouldn't.
Raw keeps certain people and doesn't shake them up.
Yes. So, moving right along, we are moving on to what I think was my favorite segment of the night. This, even with Nakamura and Ty Dillinger, this was my favorite segment, and it was short, it was sweet, it was damn near tearful. Shane McMahon comes out, begins to address the superstar shakeup, says every Raw superstar better be praying that they are getting moved to SmackDown because SmackDown is the land of opportunity.
Right.
AJ Styles' music hits, big pop. He's he's not sure how to feel about these superstar shakeup thing, because this is the house that AJ Styles built, referencing SmackDown Live, and he doesn't want any outsider to come in and ruin that.
Right.
So then he turns to Shane and says, which, by the way, AJ Styles with a huge shiner on his eye. I did not realize he was going to get that. I'm assuming he got that from the Coast to Coast from WrestleMania.
Oh, most definitely.
So he points to his shiner and tells Shane that he owes him something. And he sticks out his hand, and they shake hands. I'm just a sucker for the respect. You know, I mean, AJ Styles was just such a damn good heel. And for him to just shake hands with Shane McMahon, I don't know, guys. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a sucker for just a good, respectful.
Good story.
Yeah, a little bit. You know, I'm sorry. That's just me.
Nah, it's nice to see that every now and then again.
It opens up the possibility that AJ Styles is turning face, no longer a heel. And, you know, that could happen if he goes to Raw. Right. Which, I mean, I could definitely see him going to Raw.
Me too, and that scares me. I mean, it doesn't, because either way, like, AJ Styles, like, you know, he can perform in any situation they put him in.
Sure.
But I don't really know what I'm trying to say. But I lost my train of thought here.
Sorry. Now I understand what you're saying. You don't want him to leave the SmackDown.
Yeah, I don't want him to leave SmackDown. It is the house that he built.
It is.
Like, he fits there. I don't think he would fit in Raw.
I'm not saying he would do a terrible job.
No.
But
I just feel
he would not be getting the opportunities that he'd be getting. I mean,
he would probably have more opponents on Raw.
Well,
unless they bring people on the SmackDown, which, I mean, they are.
Yeah, and just to talk about this Roman Reigns thing, I don't mean to invade the SmackDown show with Raw stuff, but do you think with this Roman Reigns, I mean, in my opinion, he can't lose for the rest of the year. I'm serious.
He already lost for the rest of the year.
I'm saying he cannot lose a match until next year's WrestleMania.
Well, I mean, that's a lot.
Well, think about it. If whoever beats him, it'd be like, I just beat the guy who beat The Undertaker.
Right.
Like, where is my push? And they're not going to do that. So I don't see him losing a match for the rest of the year.
It's kind of scary.
It is scary, and it's definitely going to be like unless it's a dirty victory or something. Whether he's doing the dirty victory or someone else is doing the dirty victory. He's not losing clean at all this year.
No.
Not one bit. But I was just thinking about that. I thought, maybe that was an interesting thing. It's time for the main event. Again, this is your typical Wyatt family main event, I guess. I don't know really how to describe it, but it gets to the point where Bray Wyatt's in the ring on the ground, and then once again we get the Wyatt cutscene thing, and he ends up on the ramp.
Yeah.
I don't know. Luke Harper hits a super kick on Eric Rowan, which turns into an RKO. Match over. Bray Wyatt's laughing. And we go off the air. What do you think of SmackDown?
It was okay.
It was okay.
I mean,
care to elaborate?
I felt like there's been better.
Sure.
I enjoyed the surprises that we got.
Yes.
I liked Dean and Baron Corbin. Main event, it wasn't terrible, but
it's nothing to get excited about.
Yeah, I got a little started playing on my phone, stopped paying attention type thing. I thought Alexa and Naomi was pretty decent.
Sure.
Overall, I'd give it an 8.
Ooh, you gave it an 8. Last night you gave Raw, a 6?
A 6, yes.
You gave it a 6. So it's obvious that you thought Raw was the lesser show of the week.
Yes.
I agree. And, you one-upped me yesterday when you gave Raw 6 and I gave Raw 5. Well, I'm going to one-up you. I'm going to give it an 8.5. Well, I guess I half-upped you.
You half-upped me.
This show was just great.
Great?
I thought it was great, despite the main event. Matches
I'm a
were
little
good.
upset we didn't see any Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan was not even hosting Talking Smack. It was Renee Young and Shane McMahon talking smack.
He might be home.
He might be home with Brie Bella. I don't know how far along she is. She's very pregnant.
She's very close.
She is very pregnant. Yeah. She there was that video posted like a week or two ago of her doing her entrance while pregnant, and she did the whole Nikki Bella ass shake or whatever. And I'm just like, you're pregnant. I don't know if you should be doing that. But yeah, she is very pregnant, and she probably should have had the baby like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, guys, so that was SmackDown pretty much. Like I said, it's a better show than Raw. Next time we're talking Raw and SmackDown, we're going to be talking about some superstar shakeups.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So I'll take this time, and we don't know anything about the superstar shakeup. We don't know how many superstars are going to be involved. We don't know how it's going to be determined, but I'm going to put you on the spot here a little bit. If you could pick 5 superstars.
5?
5 of them. All right, we'll do 3. We'll do 3 for you. If you could pick 3 superstars that you would like to see switch brands and who you think it would benefit or who could benefit the most from them, who would they be?
You're killing me here.
Oh, man.
I don't know.
Really? You can't think of anybody?
I'm trying to go down the roster in my head. There's a lot of them.
Well, I'll say this. For me, the number one guy that has to go to SmackDown is Sami Zayn.
I agree. I do believe that he should come.
I think he would do wonders there, and it's the land of opportunity. I think it is time for AJ Styles to go to Raw, only because I want that Bullet Club back together.
Do you think they
Styles,
put them back
Baylor.
together? You want off? Like,
I want all four of
them.
them. I want all four of them, and they could just run shit on Raw. That's a pipe dream, though, in my opinion. I don't think they would actually do that. And then, honestly,
I feel somewhere deep inside they're gonna switch Roman.
that's possible. I mean, if you're losing AJ on SmackDown, you're probably gonna have to put Roman on SmackDown.
But I'm afraid of that happening because I'm afraid that SmackDown will become the lesser show.
Yeah, it could, especially because I just thought about that, and it's like, oh my God, they're gonna switch Roman to SmackDown and then put him in a feud with Randy Orton for the title, and we've seen that.
Yes,
we've seen that.
So we've seen a lot of things that Roman's done.
Right. So we'll see what happens with that, guys. It's time for the plug moment of the show. Follow me on Snapchat, Butler1127, Twitter, Mike Butler1127. What's my other one? Instagram, Mr. Mike Butler1127. And, of course, look me up on Facebook, Mike Butler, and the Mike Butler Wrestling Podcast fan page on Facebook. Also, you're listening to this on Podomatic, so subscribe to my Podomatic page. Just search the Mike Butler Wrestling Podcast. You'll get some info about me and everything. It's pretty dope. Also, once again, I want to remind you guys, hopefully one of these shows, I will have an announcement for you guys that's going to blow your mind and will make it easier for you guys to listen to me. If it wasn't easier enough, I mean, I post this stuff on my page anyway. So this is going to make it even 10 times easier. I won't even have to do that anymore. That's how easy it's going to be. So please, be on the lookout for that. Listen to these episodes, because it might be that episode where I can announce that, hey, this is happening. Dana.
Yes.
Any parting words for our listeners?
Well, I want to thank you for having me on again. Hopefully, I'm not too boring.
Well, that's not for me to decide, really.
Right. That's for the
viewers.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm hoping you're giving me ratings.
I wouldn't go that far yet, but yeah, I like doing this.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you, and you're making my job easier for me. And I know you're starting to like this, but I want you to know that you might not be on every episode, just because I have so many guests lined up. I have so many.
Don't break my heart like that.
I know.
Just kidding.
Plus, you're very good at the editing and all that stuff, and I'm hoping that one day you can figure out how to get me some entrance music. I think it's a crime that I host a wrestling podcast and I have yet to have entrance music. Granted, if you're going to start working on that, be careful with copyright.
Correct.
Maybe you can, make your own little guitar riff or something. I don't know. Anyway, guys, follow all that stuff. Dana has an Instagram, too. I think she says Dana Carroll X for, everything. Snapchat, Instagram, not Facebook. There's no X in her actual name. It's just Dana Carroll. Pretty sure she has a Twitter.
Yes.
Yeah, she has a Twitter.
Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook.
Dana Carroll X, and then Facebook, Dana Carroll. That's all good. Also, guys, last week, before WrestleMania, I did the Mike Butler Wrestling Podcast, Broadcast Podcast crossover. WrestleMania Broadcast does WrestleMania. I am part 2, and he has 2 other parts. And they're great episodes. So check those guys out. Follow them on Twitter at Broadcast Podcast. Guys, I appreciate the support. This is something I love to do. If you're a first-time listener, been a wrestling fan all my life, decided to start talking about it, and it's really gotten a pretty good following, at least in my opinion. Check out my YouTube page. There's a whole bunch of episodes there. We're going to start growing this page. Hopefully we can get some audio and video. That way I can still add to the YouTube page. But I'm really digging this audio thing. It's cool. It's awesome. And I don't have to look good for you guys all the time. So I appreciate the listen, and thank you very much, guys. We are out.